What was I going to say? I got the impression from hearing your talk yesterday that you know more than any person living today about furniture cleaning.
Quite a bit, but I'm not going to ever say I'm the best at anything.
Well, but you're pretty good. You'll admit to that.
Yes, I will.
There's a guy, Buzz Cohen in Cleveland.
Buzz was one of my best friends.
Did he pass away?
He's been passed away about 15 years.
He helped us a lot. Larry has been with me 28 years. And he was people like you and him that have so much knowledge are usually very generous with
Right.
you probably know Tom Cermak.
I do.
He also, Tom, we got to spend a lot more time with Tom, so we
Right.
learned a lot more from Tom, although I'm sure Buzz, probably back then, I'm sure Buzz was considerably older than Tom, so I'm sure he knew as much, if not probably even much more, but we only got to spend, a few hours with Buzz. You could tell from one of the things I remember Buzz saying something about the one old saying in cleaning, and I've shared this with some of my
Nothing
employees.
becomes clean.
How did you know? How did you know?
Buzz and Fort Halter were my two best friends.
Nothing can ever get clean without something else getting dirty.
You moving soil from one place to. He called me at 2:00 in the morning.
Who did, Buzz?
Buzz. He said, "Joey, I can't wait till the morning. I need to talk to you right now." So I said, "Well, hold on. Let me get out of bed and go downstairs so I don't wake up my wife." He says, "I had this revelation." And then he went through all the, take laundry. The clothes don't become clean till the water becomes soiled. I said,
I've shared what he just mentioned that briefly, but I've given that some thought, and I've told my employees, think about it. You're using a portable machine. The waste tank you're using a truck mount. That waste tank's getting dirty.
all we're doing is moving from one point.
Sometimes we're doing a restoration job on the cement. We're using a garden hose and it's going down the drain, but the floor is getting cleaner, but the water treatment plant is having to deal
building up in the retention basin. They got to go and scoop it out and take it to the landfill.
Yeah, I've seen that on documentaries on that. Some of it's disgusting, but it's got to be done.
No, Buzz, I miss him dearly. He was, like I said, we would get together and probably 4 or 5 times a year and do a mind master. We'd just spend the weekend together. We'd just talk nonstop. But we talked, I don't know, I'd say if we didn't talk on the phone 5 or 6 times a week, there was something
He
wrong.
was that close of a friend of yours?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he lived in Lodi, Ohio.
Lodi? That I didn't know. I remember I spent some time with him there in Cleveland, but I didn't know where he lived. I didn't know him that well.
Yeah, well, Frank Coos was a hydromaster distributorship.
We bought a truck mount from Frank.
Well, Frank was another friend, and then Eddie was his mechanic.
Eddie from All Machine Maintenance. I guess he's still doing. He's been talking about retiring.
Right, yeah.
He's been talking about retiring for about 35 or 40 years.
Yeah, that's you got.
They say he's the best, Eddie.
Oh, he's very good at work.
Well, when it comes to Hydromaster or when somebody said, "Yep, he's the best," it was probably in Vegas. I said, "Really?" I said, "You really think he's the best in the whole country?" And this Hydromaster guy said, "Well, at our factory currently, the guy with the most experience has got 18 years, and Eddie's been doing it for 30 or 40 years, working way back for Frank."
The funny thing about Eddie, I only met him a couple of times. But he'd get mad and start throwing wrenches.
Oh yeah, that's the same Eddie. That's the one.
He'd find a jug of juice that you bought from somebody else. You can't come to me anymore. You go back to them.
Yeah, he wanted to be the one selling you the machine. Some of that was really true. He kind of probably felt that. Look, if you want me, the best mechanic, to be fixing all your problems, so you got to buy your chemicals from me. You got to, like his attitude was.
Support me, yeah.
Well, his attitude was, I don't have to do this for you.
I don't owe you anything, right?
Yeah, and he was always so booked up.
Yep.
A lot of times, he would squeeze us in, but I mean, when you're that good and you got that many customers that you're booked, you have every right to decide who you're going to work for. Nobody can come in and demand that
they can't
work
for
it. Yeah. So, who else might you and I both know? There was a girl, Eve Bear in Ohio. Now, where are you from?
I taught Eve.
You know Eve? Well, you know everybody, don't you?
I know a few.
I remember. I only really met her once. Well, she tried to get me into some kind of motivational cult thing, or
they would do her. I don't think they were married. I think it was her boyfriend.
They got her into that.
Yeah.
Well, all I know is I saw her do one talk on. Or it was something we went to. I don't know if it was a SCRT or what that.
SCT.
So we drove to Akron.
Yep.
And she said how, if I remember correctly, she said she was 15 or 16 working in some boiler room operation or something with the carpet cleaning. And she built up a large carpet cleaning company with a whole bunch of trucks or a whole bunch of people working for her. And one day she just decided that she would let everybody go. She was going to work by herself and pick out the customers that appreciated her knowledge on the fine fabrics and Haitian cottons and this and that. And she said what she would do is after she wrote up the invoice, she would go out to a truck and bring in a bouquet of fresh flowers to give to the homeowner. And she said while she would still be there, the housewife would be calling her best girlfriends saying, "You won't believe this, but my carpet cleaning girl, Eve, brought me a bouquet of fresh flowers." So you taught her, huh?
Yeah, Jay was her boyfriend or husband. He was he was a trader at that point, and he was trying to get everybody into derivatives.
Oh, geez.
And of course, I guess if you'd have got in then, you'd have made some money, but I wouldn't want to be in derivatives right now.
So you probably know all the big carpet cleaners. There's Bob Modernistic in
I've trained
Michigan.
I've trained at Modernistic. Aladdin's.
Bill Jarvis was big into restoration. I guess he probably did a fair amount of carpet cleaning.
Yeah, he did.
Bill Jarvis just sold his company, bought an airplane now and a Ferrari.
Good for him.
Yeah, and then of course you probably would know, who else would you? Well, it sounds like you probably know hundreds, if not thousands.
I know the Pembertons. I know.
Oh yeah, they were legendary. We bought it.
Cliff Solotnik.
I know the name. Who was I going to tell you? Well, you certainly would know the Arslanian brothers.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ted Arslanian. We bought a truck from him, and
they're nice.
They're big in Cleveland.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oriental rugs is their main specialty.
Oh no.
I am actually.
I'm in trouble.
And obviously, you would know Jim Olmsted from Teasdale Fenton.
Yeah. Talk to him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got to see his operation, how they do the Oriental rugs and everything, and he's got quite a few trucks on the road, I think.
Well, they do a lot of restoration,
And they're big in the carpet cleaning too.
Oh yeah.
And if he's that big in the carpet cleaning, I imagine he's also big in the furniture.
He's big, and he wants to be big.
Yeah, nice guy.
He's got a good organization.
I've talked to him 3 or 4 times, or texted him 6 or 7 times already this morning. So I'm glad to be friends with him, because I can only imagine how much I'll be able to learn from him and from you. Now that I feel like I'm your friend too. I'm Joe.
I'm Joey Pickett.
The only people that call me Joey are my 3 sisters and my first flight instructor. For some reason, he always called me Joey. Everybody else calls me Joe, but I don't mind if somebody calls me Joey. I don't usually sign my name that way. But
What's your last name?
Dohar.
I think you sent me a friend request, didn't you, on Facebook?
That's possible, because I see people popping up that it usually says you got 37 mutual friends. So I'm like, okay, I'll click on it. And I don't know, because I'm kind of relatively new to Facebook, but I figure click yes.
If you get one that says Joey Pickett accepted your friend request, the other.
Then I'll know who you are now. Yeah, because it might have been like we have mutual friends through. I've been a member of More Floods. You probably know Cliff and Greg.
Yeah, I know of them. I don't know them personally.
Yeah, well, I've been a member of their thing and since they started it. And
Shane Dozier.
Who was it?
Shane. Do you know him? Down in it was in Nashville. He just moved to Kentucky.
Oh.
Has O'Dozier.
The name sounds familiar. I'm not sure if I ever met him.
I think you have his picture. I think whoever this person was had your picture on their friends list. So
Okay.
Just check it out. If I don't pop up, send me a friend request. And
All righty. Well, yeah, nice to talk with you. I'm sure I could learn a lot from you in the future.
Have a great day.
Thanks, Joey.